Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today we're with my friend again, and he is going to be profiling for us his updated Kozmos with the new support. Somehow this man was able to get all 3 Dark Destroyers. He will explain the story of how he did this. No, he did not make fake copies in his basement. So without further ado, I'll let him take over, guys. I'm going to be munching on an apple because I am starving to death, so I do apologize if you hear apple sounds in the background, but without further ado, I'll let him take over.
Okay. Hi guys, this is Shuji again. I'm back with my new Kozmo deck list. A lot has changed since the ban list, so there's just, not everybody knows where things are sitting right now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what my Kozmo deck is currently, where it sits, but pretty soon there might be a lot of changes. So I'll go ahead and get started. 3 Farm Girl. Again, 4 of the deck list research is pretty important. Now 2 Good Witch. You're going to be cutting a lot of cards because a lot of new cards are introduced now, and so this has been cut down from 3 to 2. Mostly because some people are even just running 1, and I'm just running 2 because I'm not running like multiples of Straw Man. So I'll get more into that once I get to Straw Man. 2 Kozmo Wicked Witch. This is probably the best generic monster that I've ever introduced. The card's insanely good. How it works is its effect is during either player's turn, I can pay 1,000 life points, and this card can't be destroyed by battle or card effects for the entire turn, you guys. Which is pretty nuts, honestly. This baits out like back row decks like nobody's business.
And the cool thing is about that card is it can just not be used in Kozmos. There's so many other cool little wonky decks you can make
exactly.
it. It's such a good generic card.
True, and I was thinking like you could probably just even make a Kozmo engine in like some sort of a beatdown deck with ships or something, and I was just like, wow, this is right here. This card.
That's true.
That's pretty cool. Only 1 Kozmo Straw Man. That's because I only just pulled 1 at the sneak, but at the same time, I was playing this card during the box tournament on Sunday, and honestly, I drew it once. It didn't do anything for me early game. I feel like this card does nothing for you early game. It might do something mid game, but especially does a lot of stuff late game. Now there are 2 variants to the deck, you guys. If you have like the Ghost Ogres and multiples of these, you can actually trish your opponent consistently. Consistently, you can trish your opponent out of nowhere, and I mean the synchro trish. So, but I'm only running 1 of these mainly because just I don't think personally I'm okay with this card being a 1. I don't think it's that good, and it's definitely not worth the $60, you guys, that everybody thinks it's worth.
Before the sneak, it's still sneak peek week, so that's why.
Yeah, it's still sneak peek week, and this card will probably definitely drop a lot because it's not what everybody thinks, because it does nothing aside from just summons a banished Kozmo card, which pretty much almost every time is going to be a ship. So unless you're doing like Trish synchro plays with a rank 4, a level 4 Kozmo monster. So for those of you who aren't aware what its effect is, it says during either player's turn you can banish this card. So it's the standard once per turn banish, and it says once per turn you can pay 500 life points, then target 1 of your banished Kozmo monsters, special summon it, then but its effects are negated. During the end phase, you destroy it. So the combo is that your banished ship, even though the ship's effect is negated, during the end turn when the ship is destroyed, you can special summon anything that's lower level than that, and you're pretty much primarily almost always gonna go into the strongest ship you have available. So from then you can just summon anything you want. And now one of the combos I had previously explained in my last video was that if you play this late game and you have multiple banished ships, you can add 1 to hand through Kozmo Town, summon this, use this effect to special summon 1 ship. You can then assuming you have another Kozmo monster, you can and multiple ships in hand, you can banish this, banish the other Kozmo monster, special summon a ship with this, and you'll have the one from its own effect. You could easily OTK your opponent, and I'll even go into further combos you can do with some one of the new boss monster supports we got, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so then we have 2 Slip Rider. Now the thing is, Slip Rider at one point everybody thought that we'd be cutting it down to like 1s or 2s, but honestly with the new format that's coming up, the Pendulum format, this card's probably going to get bumped up to 3. This card's really good. Honestly, it's just very very good versus generic back row decks, period. It's just insanely good versus Pendulum also, because you kind of like don't even, Pendulum duels aren't even like a lot of back and forth exchanges. It's just pretty much like, okay, you're just gonna kill your opponent's skills and they're just gonna lose off that. So it's not, you're not even gonna be using your boss monsters primarily on Pendulums. So you'll just be, using these to kill their skills, getting the advantage on them. So yeah, this might go up to 3 sometime, And then I have one Kozmo Dogfighter. Kozmo Dogfighter is, you don't want any more than one. Some decks, just depending on the version of the deck you have, you probably don't even want any. This card's pretty good for stalling, or it's also just pretty good for just putting pressure on your opponent. Now, if your opponent's like running like some weird deck like Hat or something, honestly, this would be pretty good, because it just generates free tokens every standby phase, and you just kind of like use them. But other than that, it doesn't help you get over anything strong. And on top of that, it could actually be really nasty if your opponent summons Cyber Fortress Dragon, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon on you off the tokens and a bunch of these. And so it's just depending on, if this might just get cut altogether, or you'll just run one. And then 2, Kozmo Forerunner. You don't want too many ships with the new support introduced, because your decks will clog a lot. Your hands will clog a lot. So you'll be running like 2 of these. Honestly, I don't think I ever see anybody running any more than 2, unless they just don't own Dark Destroyers. So, alright, so this is the big boss monster support of the deck, you guys, that got introduced with.
So explain us how you got these Dark Destroyers.
Alright, so it's beautiful. When I first bought my first pack of 5 boosters on Friday night, I did not, on the sneak peek night, the day before, I didn't think I was going to pull any. In fact, I was just expecting to pull crap. I opened up my 5 boosters, I just kept going through cards. I didn't even get super rares in the first one. I was just going through it, and it wasn't until a friend of mine stopped me, Palmer, he was like, oh, you got Dark Destroyer. I just kept going through the cards. I couldn't even believe it when
you didn't even notice that you pulled it.
I didn't even notice I pulled it. It was actually absolutely ironic. And so many people just like went crazy, they blew up that I pulled it, because no one else pulled any for like the entire day, despite the fact a lot of people bought them. So one I pulled, the other I've actually bought from somebody. Shout out to Ryan Levine for $50, which is pretty crazy. And one I traded for on during the sneak peek tournament day. I traded a Storming Mirror Force and $20 for the other one. So the both I got for 50 each, guys. So I was actually really happy. I was just insanely happy. A lot of people were going pretty crazy just when I ended up getting them. So I don't know.
Kozmos is your signature deck now.
And then I have 2 Honest. Alright, so it's funny. A lot of people think this card's gonna be cut. I don't think it's gonna be cut, you guys. It's funny because when you cut this, you run into this really weird position where Kozmo Farm Girl kind of becomes this bad card. Like when you realize you don't have any of these, Kozmo Farm Girl, you can't go over. I mean, you just can't go over a lot of things that you think you do. Honest to God. So you actually end up noticing that you're kind of in this losing position most of the time. So the deck either needs I mean, you could probably try cutting it, I don't know, but honestly I don't feel comfortable cutting it, because when you cut it, I've also noticed a lot of people explaining how they feel like their deck Farm Girl doesn't end up doing anything when they don't have an Honest in hand. And here's what's funny. This is, I think, just straight up the funniest thing. This is the scariest card Kozmo has. Your opponent's not afraid of anything except for this card. So Honest are just pretty good. I'm still running 2 Juraghetto. Juraghetto's still really good. It kind of helps you like survive. It helps you push for OTKs.
Gain life points for Dark.
Gain life points too. Yep. There's a lot of paid life points, in the deck now. The Kozmo Dark Witch, and then you're still paying even more life points with the new support introduced. So this is pretty good. And on top of that, it's actually also helped me make rank 4 plays every now and then in sticky situations. It sucks that there's no more Exaton Night with the new ban list, so that would be amazing. So your opponent just doesn't go all in. So this card, it's doing pretty well for me, so I'm still running 2. 3 Kozmo Towns. I haven't gotten the super rare versions of these yet, but I'm kind of glad that they bumped the rarity up.
Is that Kozmo? Yeah, there's a huge glare. I couldn't see what that was. That's okay.
So there's probably a huge glare, but these are 3 Kozmo Towns, and Kozmo Kozmo Town.
And this is God of War.
Yes, this is God of War. Oh man, yeah. There's some huge glare on us.
I'm sorry, guys, about that.
No worries. Let me get an umbrella or something to block out the wall. All right, so 3 Kozmo Town. Kozmo Town is still pretty much like your best part of the deck. Really, it lets you just float and keep on floating, and it kind of helps you out resource your opponent. 1 Kozmo Light Sword. I saw Michael State running this, and honestly, I wanted to try it purely because I was excited to see him run this, and I was like, yo, this is actually great because it helps weaker monsters like Farm Girl just swing over things. Like, and when this is destroyed and sent to the graveyard from the field, I believe.
Yes.
If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can pay 800 life points and return it back to your hand. It's actually not bad. It's pretty good. I've been wanting to test it, so for now, because we don't know where everything is, you can run it, not run it. I'm just running one to test it out, and it
has
seems
some cool artwork on it.
Has some cool artwork, like Dark Wall there is a 1v2ing, so you can obviously tell that gank is not working.
Yeah.
Alright, so 3 E-Telly. E-Telly just got even better, you guys, with now this is one of the reasons why I'm not running more than 1 of Strawman, because Strawman is a E-Telly target. It's a psychic, level 2, so you can summon it with this, so whenever you need, and every time I've needed to summon it, I have summoned it off E-Telly, so it's why I was like, I don't think I feel very comfortable running more than 1, and I mean, if I really do need 2, I'll probably end up getting it eventually, but, so yeah, this card just got even better. Emergency Teleport, this is pretty much just needed for the deck, right? So, I mean, it helps your hand not clog in many sense, so, 1 Regeki and 2 Dark Hill. Now it depends, like, you don't really need the 2nd Dark Hole anymore, but this is still board clear. You're out to a lot of things. You can even do it to push for OTK when you have ships, so which is pretty nice. So for now, just running 1 Regeki, 2 Dark Holes. Lure of Darkness just became one of the best cards. I don't know if you guys can see it because of the glare, but it became one of the best cards. There are so many dark targets in the deck now, and it just benefits you so much from banishing a Dark Destroyer or any other Kozmo and drawing 2 cards. Beautiful. I was just waiting. I was just finding an excuse to run this card. I'm not even gonna lie. This is one of my favorite draw engine cards of all time. It's pretty much just straight up pot of greed. Doesn't even hurt you in any bad way or anything with this deck. 1 Gold Sarcophagus. Never really ran this card. This card started seeing some hype during the start when Cosmos were coming out. People were talking about it a lot, but I was willing to try it this time because I see a lot of people already trying to experiment with it, and it's not bad. It helps you kind of like just search into whatever it is that you need. So early game it can be pretty important, or even very late game. When you got your grind going on. So early game, you can just like banish anything you need. If you have a town in your hand, you can just add it to your hand and you can just make insane plays, which is awesome. So, 2 Galaxy Cyclone. This is in my last deck list as well, and honestly, I'm a huge fan of this card. It removes a lot of back row, and I've had no problems with it unless my opponents are running Imperial Iron Wall. So Iron Wall is the only problem with it, but this hits anything face down. So a lot of people get really confused by this card's ruling. So this card is different from Alucard. This is gonna resolve if you target a face down spell or trap card on the field, because that's the condition, and so it doesn't say destroy that target like what Alucard says. This card says destroy it. So this Galaxy Cyclone still has to resolve as much as possible when you first initially play it and you target a set card. So in case you guys didn't know, and this you can also pop it on another card that I'm running in my trap lineup, which you guys will be really interested to see why I'm running it, but I actually really like it. You can pop Skill Drain, you can pop your Kozmo Town, and get your search from there. And so that was the card, the Skill Drain. I'll go more into that. I have 2 Breakthrough. Breakthrough is just like generic effect negation, and so pretty much like the top decks now are just like a lot that just rely on the Xyz engine, and I really like the Breakthroughs. I think it's a pretty neat card. So for now, I'm still running 2. Now I'm running 2 time space trap holes. Honestly, I'm gonna keep this in for like ever. I am just really sick of every deck running Cyber Dragon, and it's very interesting because this helps deal with Cyber Dragon dragons and just pendulum cards played from your opponent's hand or their extra deck, and even their extra deck monsters. So especially, and I'm gonna slide the third one in purely for Cyber Dragon. I don't want to see Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon will just you go from like just having this field that's ahead to just losing.
In the future, it's gonna be a good card against pendulums too.
Already, you guys, this card's going up in price.
Yeah,
if you guys don't have yours now, they're starting to go up.
Yeah, I would say definitely get a pair.
They definitely get like minimum of 2. This card's gonna go up like past 10, I think. It's already like going up in price.
It's already 8
Void Trap Hole, as of today, it's already 8. So, and that's for the mega pack. So, so try to get yours while you still can, you guys. This card's just honestly pretty good. I'm just a huge fan of this now because I don't want to see no more Cyber Dragons. One of each. I have Vanities, Solemn Warning, and Skill Drain. Skill Drain.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Here
we go. So we have one Skill Drain. Skill Drain is very interesting because honestly it doesn't hurt the Cosmos as much as you think. They can do everything they want through Skill Drain, you guys, because the banish effect of the Cosmo Farm Girls, Strawman, etc., their cost. So this doesn't negate it. Cards can still activate under this, as you guys know. And second, ships, when they're destroyed, they're graveyard effects. So when they're destroyed, their effects go off when they're in the graveyard, so you can special summon or whatever. And honestly, it's pretty convenient for you when you have big monsters and your opponent just has nothing. So you can just Galaxy Cyclone this off once you don't need it. And then this is a 41 card deck, you guys, and I'll go into my extra deck and side deck if I still have some time. Extra deck is very irrelevant. You don't need it. Just doesn't even matter. Just whatever it is you guys want to run. So Rhapsody and Berserk, all these cards, like, I mean, they're for Necros and Klee and things like that. They don't even matter anymore. Abyss Dweller, just in case we're BA. Doggo Cowboy, because you honestly really hate it when your opponent's so low that you can't finish him off. So you just pretty much always want to run one of these. Heartland Draco, cool interaction with the face-up field spell card. You know it can't be attacked, and it can attack your opponent directly. 1 Castell to send things back. I'm probably gonna be moving this up to 2.
That is Castell.
Yeah, that is Castell. I don't know if like the Glare is just killing it for you guys. Just Tomeas to help me get into my rank 5 plays just in case whatever. And this card just gone up insanely. It's just gonna go up even more once Infinity comes out. 1 Artifact Durandal for rank 5 plays. 1 number 61 of Volcasaur. 1 Constellar Pallades, and 1 Gaia Charger with the combo of Volcasaur for game.
Yep.
Then you got your Big Eye Flare Metal Dragon for games, and 2 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon just for the option to have out.
Because you run Cyber Dragon on your side deck.
Yeah, I run Cyber Dragon.
You got 2 minutes, man. I think if you can go to your side.
Yep. So
this is your side deck now?
Yeah, this is my side deck. This is again like based on what it is you guys play against. I have
2 minutes.
I have 2 Maxis. I have Torrential. I have, which is just for the pendulum decks mostly. Debunk. 2 debunks for the mirror match and side frames. Very, very important for those, you know. So 2 Cyber Dragon for a mirror match. We're pretty much always gonna need it. Game 2, 3.
True.
2 Mind Crush also for mirror match, and it's good versus everything. 2 MST for pendulum decks, back row decks, etc. This is a new card that just came out. It's called Grand Horn of Heaven. It's until we get Solemn Notice, we're pretty much just gonna be running it, or unless you really, really, really want hate for pendulums, you're gonna run like this.
Or the new.
So it's a fact. You just if your opponent does this in main phase 2, by the way, it ends there. It goes straight to end phase. So pretty much just ends their turn. So if they're in main phase 1, they'll go to the battle phase. So this card's pretty good when you use it in the main phase when they special summon a monster or monsters. And then 1 fairy win for pendulums and like just floodgates and things like that in general, which I'm hitting a lot of. So.
Well, thank you so much, man. Until next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling, and hope you enjoy this Cosmos deck. I love the archetype. It's really cool because I love the artwork. It's so good.
Oh, me too. I love the archetype, and the art on Destroyers is beautiful. Like it's secret rare. It just looks absolutely.
I have to admit, it is a beautiful card. No matter what you think of the archetype, it has beautiful artwork for Star Wars and Wizard of Oz theme. But till next time, guys, take care, everybody.